Greetings, thinkers. Welcome to Man of Thoughts, your home for all things psychology and human behavior. Here, we delve deep into the human mind, exploring fascinating topics that help us understand not just ourselves, but the world around us. Today, we're tackling a particularly intriguing subject: the 5 weaknesses all narcissists have. Yes, even these seemingly invincible individuals have their Achilles heel. So join us as we delve into the fascinating world of narcissism and uncover the chinks in the armor of these seemingly invincible individuals. Before we expose these weaknesses, it's important to understand what narcissism really is. Derived from the Greek myth of Narcissus, who fell in love with his own reflection, narcissism is more than just self-love or vanity. It's a complex personality disorder characterized by an inflated sense of self-importance and a deep need for excessive attention and admiration. Narcissists often have troubled relationships because they're unable to truly empathize with others. They're typically perceived as strong, unflappable, and invincible, always casting themselves in a superior light. This perception is fueled by their grandiose sense of self and their ability to project an image of success and perfection. They're the life of the party, the alpha in the room, and the center of attention. But beneath this veneer of confidence and control, narcissists have their own vulnerabilities. The first weakness of a narcissist is their lack of empathy. Now, empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. It's like stepping into someone else's shoes, seeing the world through their eyes. But for narcissists, this concept is alien. They struggle to grasp the emotional experiences of others, often dismissing their feelings as irrelevant or insignificant. In the world of the narcissist, it's always about me, myself, and I. They prioritize their own needs, desires, and emotions above those of others. This self-centered approach often leaves them incapable of forming genuine emotional bonds. But here's where it backfires. Relationships are about reciprocity, about give and take. When narcissists fail to empathize, they also fail to give. And over time, people begin to distance themselves, unwilling to be in a one-sided relationship. This lack of empathy often leaves narcissists isolated as they struggle to form deep and meaningful connections. The second weakness is their fear of criticism. Now, this is a characteristic that can be quite paradoxical. Narcissists may appear confident and self-assured, but deep down, they're extremely sensitive to criticism. It's like a chink in their armor. The slightest negative comment can trigger a disproportionate reaction, often marked by anger, defensiveness, or even retaliation. But why is this? Well, it's because criticism is a direct threat to their inflated self-image. It's like a mirror reflecting a version of themselves they refuse to acknowledge. They perceive it as an attack rather than a tool for growth. This fear of criticism can be quite limiting. It hinders their ability to learn from their mistakes, causing them to repeat the same patterns over and over. It's like they're stuck in a loop, unable to break free from their own self-created prison. Their inability to accept criticism often leads to stunted personal growth and repetitive mistakes. The final 3 weaknesses are dependency, insecurity, and perfectionism. Let's begin with dependency. Narcissists, despite their seemingly strong exterior, are often deeply reliant on others for validation and approval. This need for constant affirmation is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it drives them to achieve, to stand out, to be the best. However, it also leaves them vulnerable, constantly seeking the admiration they need to bolster their self-worth. They become dependent on others to fuel their inflated ego, and this dependency can often lead to manipulative behaviors as they strive to control how others perceive them. Then, there's insecurity. Yes, you heard that right. Beneath the narcissist's grandiose self-image lies a pool of deep-seated insecurities. They mask these insecurities with a facade of superiority, but the truth is they are often plagued by self-doubt and feelings of inadequacy. Their inflated ego is, in essence, a defense mechanism, a wall they built to hide their vulnerabilities. But these insecurities can seep out, leading to bouts of jealousy, hypersensitivity to criticism, and a constant need to prove their worth. Lastly, there's perfectionism. Narcissists have an insatiable quest for perfection. They set unreasonably high standards for themselves and for others. This can lead to dissatisfaction and frustration, as the reality seldom matches the ideal image they hold in their minds. They are constantly chasing an unattainable ideal, and this relentless pursuit often leaves them feeling empty and unfulfilled. But there's more to it. Their perfectionism isn't just about achieving the best. It's about maintaining the illusion of their superiority. Any flaw or mistake is seen as a threat to their self-image. This can lead to a fear of failure, procrastination, and even self-sabotage. It's a vicious cycle that keeps them trapped in a constant state of dissatisfaction. In conclusion, these weaknesses, dependency, insecurity, and perfectionism, are deeply intertwined. They feed off each other, creating a toxic cycle that not only undermines the narcissist's own well-being but also strains their relationships with others. They are trapped in their own self-constructed reality, constantly battling their insecurities and chasing an unattainable ideal. And in this pursuit, they often lose sight of the one thing that truly matters: genuine, meaningful connections with others. These weaknesses not only undermine the narcissist's own well-being, but also strain their relationships with others. To sum up, the 5 weaknesses of narcissists are their lack of empathy, fear of criticism, dependency, insecurity, and perfectionism. We've delved into how their empathy deficit can result in a disregard for others' feelings, and their fear of criticism often manifests as defensiveness or aggression. We've also explored how their dependency on others for validation can lead to manipulative behaviors. Their deep-seated insecurity, often masked by arrogance, and their relentless pursuit of perfection are further weaknesses that can cause significant distress. Understanding these vulnerabilities is crucial, not just for dealing with narcissists, but also for helping them. Recognizing these traits can equip us with the tools to navigate relationships with narcissists more effectively. More importantly, it can also pave the way for empathy and compassion towards narcissists, who are often victims of their own psychological turmoil. Thank you for joining us today on Man of Thoughts. Remember, understanding is the first step towards compassion and change.